Hey, Turtle, how you doing? And Al, you were second. You let me down. Thought you'd be in here first. I'm joking. It's good to see you. Hey, Sea Dog. Arr. I'm gonna keep doing that until it just drills into your head. Hey, Leon and Annie. Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, I've got your badge. Like, I come up with a really good fun design, so I won't spoil it. But yeah, it'll be going in the mail this weekend for you, and I'll throw in some Slinginerd like stickers and some fun little things in there for you. But yeah, you'll have your badge hopefully next week. Yeah, so I see I've got quite a crowd that wants to know about the whole spinner and flipper thing. So I've got it down. Like, this will tell you that it is a flipper. Like, there will be no doubt in your mind after this. So before I do that, I do have a few new. Well, like some of them you've already seen. So this was from Rick Hillbilly. So this is the 100 mil. So I've got it banded up now. So I'm going to try the 100 milli Billy. And I think when I done I opened the package he sent me, I think I said these were leather. They're not. So these are microfiber, the Hillbilly pouches. They feel like leather though. Like, I was talking with him, it's like when I took them out, I thought they were made of leather, and he's like, no, they're microfiber, but they do feel pretty good. But we'll see how that shoots tonight. The other one I got when he sent. So I'm trying out different latexes. So, and Leon, another couple of frames I'm about to show, you already know about them. Like, you got the picture of them. So I'm going to play around with this one while I do my usual talking. But I've now only got one frame left to arrive. So I got two of the others. And they are the Island Slings. So I got this one. I asked him for Tequila Sunrise. So these are 95 mil, or this, they both are. I'll show you the other one in a minute. So this is a 95 mil Tequila Sunrise. So it's purple, then it goes to like a maroony kind of reddish, and then onto the orange. So for those that haven't seen these, so you get a nice little compact, and these are 95 mil, so these are pretty big. But you get a nice compact little slingshot, and you can. So once you unravel it, the way you do this is this unscrews. So this stays up like this, but you can unscrew it, then it moves down, and then you screw it back up, and now you've got your frame. So there, unscrew it, just flop it down, screw it back in again. So I got two of these, so that's the first one. Hey, Butler! And this one, he sent in a nice little Canada bag, because Island Mate, he's in PEI, Prince Edward Island. So that's way over the other side of Canada. But he gave me a little Canada pouch. So this one, I just chose the colours at random, because like when he showed me examples, it's like, I want these two together. Now a few people have said it reminds them of the Joker. So that, ooh, it's like really glowy. It doesn't. It's a shame it doesn't show up on camera. This is like, it's toxic green, but oh man, it's really glowing. I wish it showed up on camera as well as I'm seeing it. But again, we can flop that up and then screw that down. And there we've got a toxic green and purple. So if you're seeing what I'm seeing, the green there is not the green that it is. Like, it is a very bright, almost glowing kind of green. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to these ones. I think I've banded them up correctly. So I'm trying out a few different bands, just to see if I can tell the difference. But this is the Omega Electric White. On here is the Sniper Sling Green 0.5. That's a Sniper Sling Green 0.5. And this one is this is the one that Leon sent, the Tsukiyomi, whatever, like the pink one, but it doesn't show up very pink. So we're going to be shooting these, but first, you want to know, I'm sure, about the whole flipper thing. Yep, that is correct, Al. Let's do a few. Let's help out our little channels. Should we help each other out? There you go, Leon. So we'll post your, or we'll pin your thing. So yeah, if you want, Leon does lanyards, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, or add to it, Leon. So he does the wrist lanyards, the neck lanyards, the tool, twist and tie tool, and bags. May do other things, so you feel free to add on to that, Leon, for what you want. But let's start off with this whole conversation about flippers, because I figured it out. I was laying down one night and it came to me how I can prove it. So this thing here, let's agree on terms here and what, like, the basics for this. So in the US you call this a spinner, and in the what we call the rest of the planet we call it a flipper. Yeah, there's going to be lots of sarcasm in here. So here we call it a flipper because it flips. For some reason in America you think that it spins. So here's my evidence. This thing. Now if I turn it around to the camera, now this is called a Kinder Surprise. Hey, Knuckles and Drifting, you're just in time, and Zen. So you're all here for like the big reveal of why in America you need to start calling it a flipper. Yay, see? You know already. Hunter's already on my side, he knows. So here's the evidence, right? This thing here is called a Kinder Surprise. Again, in America, you have, it's called something else. But in the US, does anyone know offhand what you call it in America? I know it's called something else, Kinder something else, but it's not the surprise bit. So, if you've never seen one of these from, as we call the rest of the planet, I'm going to open one for you. Now, see, here's an egg, and just for a little fun, this is spinning. Because apex of the spin is going through the centre of the object. That's basically it. But we want to see proof. I'm going to get this foil open. Now, see, this might be a surprise for some people as well, because like those in America, you Kinder Joy, that's it. So you may not have seen one of these, because apparently they've been illegal for many decades. So I don't know if you've ever actually seen what an actual Kinder Surprise is. But a Kinder Surprise, you take the foil off. I haven't forgotten. I haven't gone nuts. We are still going with the whole flipper. So remember, our thing here in America, this is a spinner. Rest of the planet, a flipper. So the second difference is the Kinder Joy and the Kinder Surprise. So the Kinder Surprise, rest of the planet, chocolate egg, you break it open, you eat half of it, and if you're greedy you eat both bits of chocolate, like that. Then you're left with this thing, right? Chocolate, by the way, is really fucking good. Right, so Al, what I just had is illegal in the US. You can't get Kinder Surprise in the US. You get Kinder Joy, where it's half the egg is something and then the other half is a toy. Rest of the planet, Kinder Surprise. You get this nice little yellow egg thing inside, and we pop it open. I am going with this, like I'm not going insane, we are going to prove it. So we pop open this little egg thing, and we get all these little bits, and some instructions, and a sticker, and I've already got this one, it's a little killer whale. But I'm not going to put this together quite yet, I'm going to put this to the side. Now as you see, they're two very different things. Now, I'm going to prove that the rest of the world is correct with Flipper, because rest of the world, chocolate egg, fun little yellow egg, toy inside. The US not allowed this because they're afraid that Americans will eat the plastic egg. By the way, that is fact, that is why they are banned there. So, who are we going to trust on this? The rest of the world that knows not to eat the plastic egg with the toy in it and play with the toy, or the American side that doesn't trust people enough to not eat the toy? That's my evidence. So we're going to go with the rest of the world, because obviously they're more sensible and they're more logical, because they know not to eat a plastic egg. So there. I've already got Hunter on my side and a few others. You know that it's... See? See? And all joking, I know I joke around a lot. If you look it up, that is the legitimate reason why Kinder Surprise is not allowed in the US. Amazingly, I think it was about 30,000 Kinder Surprise eggs are confiscated every year by customs for people trying to smuggle them into the US. But yeah, honestly, that is the truth. You can look it up. That's why in America you can't get Kinder Surprise, because they're saying, like, basically they're afraid people will eat the toy. Anyway, so now, see, Hunter's a smart guy. He knew from day one, it's a flipper. Rest of the world calls it a flipper. Rest of the world knows not to eat the toy. Right. Ooh. Let's just destroy everything. Right, so the big one I want to try, and honestly I only banded this up today. So this is the 100 Billy that Rick made for me, because I go for 95 to 100 mil. Anything less than that is just lost in my hands. Hey Chad, good to see you, man. So this has got, and I know just because a few people are joining now, so this has got the hillbilly pouch on it that I wrongly said was leather, because it feels like soft leather, but it is actually microfiber, and it does feel nice. But we're going to give it a shoot, and I want to know how accurate I am with this, because it's 100 mil, but it's a nice weight to it. I like some hard heavy wood in my hands. Oh, and for those, I know I've said it a few times, but if you've got rusty balls and you have a rock tumbler, you can put your rusty balls in a rock tumbler. I will. There. So these were all rusty, and I just put them in a rock tumbler in the barrel. Like, don't put anything in there. Anyone who does rock tumbling, like, usually you put levels of grit in. None of that. Just put your ammo straight in a rock tumbler barrel, let it run for about a week. It smells really bad when it comes out, but yeah, it gets rid of all the rust. And as far as I've seen, they are pretty good at like they do roll around a little bit. So let's give this 100mm Billy. Is there anyone else out there? I know, like, I know Mr. Z, he likes big frames, because I've had chats with him and he's a 95 and 100. But is anyone else out there, like, big-handed and needs the bigger frames? Okay, that was a miss. Oh, if you didn't notice, I tidied up the cameras because I tried to do this live yesterday and just nothing was working. So I quickly called it within a few minutes and said, let's just do this another night, because I didn't want people waiting while I was trying to fix things. So yeah, after I did actually get it all fixed and the cameras working again, I figured I'm going to play around. So now you should have a clearer view of the catch box, and we've got a nice zoom in of the centre of the catch box. So whatever I put in the centre should, I mean, it doesn't look that clear. I might get a better camera for that. But so I'm doing a brace grip on this because that's what I've always done. Right, so I'm missing somehow. I will need to figure that one out. Maybe I'll put a bit of paper up in a minute. Oh, did I show you guys the new paper targets I got? Let me just take this shot and... Right, so I'm missing a few. I'm going to need to put some paper up. But I got new paper targets. How cool is that one? Just pop the balloons. So I just got this image off the internet, blew it up, and then printed it off lots of times. Right, just catching up on the chat. So Zen, you like your tiny frames, small frames, 80mm, 90 max. Wasp Stinger 86mm. Yeah, see, and like different things, different strokes for different folks. I just happen to have really, really big hands. So let me get something. I'm going to put up one of these balloon popping papers in a minute. Let's pop these to the side. Right, just so you've got an idea. So the Aries that I got, like if I was to pinch grip this, it gets lost in my hand. I can nearly touch my fingertip and my thumb tip. Like if I actually stretched a bit, I'm like that far away from touching tips. So smaller frames, it feels like I've got nothing in my hand. And it's totally a preference. I like to feel like there's a bit of weight there. Right, so this will give you. So this is another 100mm. This is my wonderful glitter frame. So there, look at the difference in that. It's a lot more comfortable for me to hold. So I joke around, yeah, but like, yeah, the 95 to 100 for me, it just feels comfortable. Like I can pinch grip that, I can brace grip that very comfortably. Anything smaller, and it feels like I'm doing this. But we're not here to shoot these frames. I am going to go back to the paper in a minute. So I'm not going to shoot this one yet, because one of the things I noted, just both of them were the same. Both the Island Maid were the same. Same size, but one thing I've noticed with these is the cup is really shallow. So, fork hit central, is it? Right, Wasp Stinger, never tried anything else since on Slingshot, so I can really have so I can't really have a preference on size because it is what it is. Yeah, that makes sense, Zen. Like, I tried, like, luckily I had a bit of fun, like I was trying different size frames, and one of the frames I love is the Pulse. And that one, the guy lives in Alberta, he's not far from me, so I asked him for a couple of different sizes, just so I could try. And that was when I discovered I like the 95, and the Apex Plus is 95. So this, I don't know what pouch this is, I just found it in a drawer. But this is, the latex is the whatever it was that Leon sent me. Tsukiyomi. I've already cut off like that bit that says the name. But right, so first try. So this one, for those just starting, I called it the Tequila Sunrise. If you've ever had the drink Tequila Sunrise, then you know why. Ooh, that. I'm not sure I like that. So I'm just trying to ponder. So yeah, the Pulse is like up there. When I go to ECST, almost I'm taking the Pulse for sure. So this Suki whatever, like, so I come from archery, like recurve and horsebow, so I'm used to like this, like when you're drawing, like that tension to go upwards and fairly quickly, like the more movement that tension should build up. There's just nothing, it feels like there's nothing there, so it feels weird. I pulled back and I was like waiting for the tension and it didn't come, and then I was at my anchor point and it's like, yeah, I don't know if that's something that I would get used to, but I'd like for latexes, and I know I've said in the past that I didn't really have much experience, which I didn't, but Rick sent me loads of different latex, that's why I'm trying different ones, and I'm seeing now they are different. And so far, the Sniper Sling Black, to me, I really like, because it has that upward slope of tension. So let's try one more on this. What do you want? What? Talking to the dogs come down to say hello to the internet. No? See, rude fucker, isn't he? Right, let's try one more on this, because yeah, I don't know if I like that. That just felt weird. But no, oh, but no full kit. So right, I believe this is yeah. So this is a Mega White. 0.45, I think. Oh, seriously, I wish you guys could see it. So imagine, like, I can see, you can see it's like a dull green. Imagine that, but if it was glowing. Like, that's what it looks like in here. It's really glowy. So I don't know if Shane is, I don't know if Island Made, I don't know if he has a website, but if anyone was interested, just hit me up and I can send you a link. I chatted to him through Facebook. So let's try this in Mega White. I do like the frame, by the way. The frame feels nice. That felt a... It's a little bit like the Suki... I'll just call it Suki from now on. But it built up the tension. So on my horsebow, it goes like this. So as soon as you're pulling back, you're feeling it, like that tension build very quickly. And I like that feeling. I like that resistance. So this is, I would say the electric white sort of goes like this, and then it swoops up at the end. Yep, there you go. Or hit up Leon. So Leon talks to Shane all the time. But yeah, really, really nice. Like, you sent me all different colours that we could do. And again, like, my constant missing could just be one of those days. I'm gonna have to put a bit of paper up. I'll tell you what, look, let's. So anyone who's never seen, everyone is, like, there's the pulse. So this is a 95 pulse. I know I've still got those other frames, but I just wanted to see everything is got. It is like, even the t-shirt. Can you see like that bit? It's only a light, but like one light bulb, black light bulb. Okay, I'm kind of missing everything. I'm not dreaming, am I? The snap, is that what it's called? That's, it's funny, I don't even know the name of the frame. Because I just saw it on his Facebook and I was like, oh, I really like that. I want one. Okay, what on earth is going on here? Let's try the 100mm. It's not a full moon or something, or one of those retrograde things, is it? Right, I've got to put a bit of paper up, like, just at every shot I've aimed at that can. This is really weird. So I'm gonna I'll put the balloons up. Look, I've got the balloons done. We'll do our little it thing later. So, but I'm gonna put up a proper paper target. I want to see how far off I am. Just for anyone, you know, not affiliated and all that, but there's the website, targets.ws, and they're free. And they're not like that, oh, give us a credit card and it's free, or sign up for a free account. No, you literally go on the web page and you just download it and then you print it off. Like, it's truly free. But they've got loads. Like, I know I've said it before, but there might be new people here. They've got like werewolves and squirrels and all kinds of things. But this one is very good for like zeroing in. So I'm going to find out what the fuck is going on. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look nice? That little camera there at the bottom that I can see. Right. Let's go with 100mm Billy again. Because I didn't like that Suki Amy, like that later. Oh, that's... I'm guessing each to their own. It just felt like there's nothing there. There's no resistance. Right, going for the centre. Oh, that didn't feel right. There. Please tell me I at least hit the paper. Right, seriously, is this the Twilight Zone or what? Because I'm like that much off the centre. I missed the can completely. Right, I'm going to move the can back over. Let's try again. One weird thing I did find out, well, not find out for work and that, because I do work with lots of software and that, and people were saying some of the software I deal with interface, like it talks to other systems and like accounting systems, and someone's used a term today and I thought, oh shit, it is the term is Q1, which for those not into like accounting and things, Q1, quarter one, or the first quarter of the year, they said it's nearly the end of Q1, and I was like, holy shit, 3 months have gone in this year already. Like, so is it just me? Like, is it just like really fucking flying by? Do a 5 shit group. Yeah, that is a good idea, Chad. Actually, you're right. I should. Right, so that's 2. As it's a science night, because I've already proved the flipper thing, we need to do the scientific 5 shots. Tell you what, there's some power in these bands. I did also, like I bought for myself, I got some Sniper Sling Black .4, because most of my shooting is indoors, and yeah, they're not really showing up that well on that camera, are they? I think I do have a few webcams around, so surprise, surprise, don't go to the toilet in my house. No, because I work in it, so I've got like, I've always got spare things hanging around, so I'll change the camera tomorrow for something a bit more powerful, because yeah, I really can't see. That gives a really loud thwack. It's quite satisfying. So I don't know if you saw where I was pointing. That's where the holes are. So I'm going a little bit left, tiny bit. So I'm just going to try a couple more, but I'm going to aim slightly right of that white square. Or, well, I mean, it is a square, just kind of turned a little bit. So just going to do 2 at that, just to see how it goes. And anyone else out there into horrors? Okay, I don't know what happened there. Why is it the moment I mention horrors and all of a sudden it jumps off when I shoot it, like haunted basement? Well, it was fairly consistent, like that I move it slightly right and it's better, but that's what you get for buying pegs at the dollar store. I think it just literally ripped it off. So let's chuck those down there. So should we do balloons? Yeah, it is creepy clown. By the way, if anyone wants this, there, you can email me. I'm not gonna pin it because we've got Leon's thing. So I mean, it's not that hard. You can find these and you just tweak it and do it. But if anyone like doesn't know, not technical on that, send me an email and I can send you the file for this. All you'd have to do is print it on a colour printer and you'd get your balloons. Oh. But I better get some pegs. These are the ones I get. Oh, it hasn't even got the price, but I think they're like about $1.50 for... Oh, 36 of them. Let's put this down. Sniper Sling Black hits hard. Yeah, I really like the Sniper Sling Black, what I've shot of it so far. And that, again, it's that nice swoosh up. It's like it builds up that tension as you're pulling it. Right. Pop this up. I just thought you could actually have a lot of fun with that one. Like you could do a speed shoot and say like, okay, in 30 seconds, see how many balloons you can pop in 30 seconds. And only one hit per balloon, because like you'd imagine like one hit would pop the balloon. So you give yourself the rule, one shot per balloon. So you could do like a speed shooting thing here. Now I'm not, because I'm this thing called not very good. So... Right, I'm going to put that Billy 100 because I kind of really want to shoot. I'm liking this. I really want to shoot it. So, oh, that was 100 mil. I don't know if I mentioned, this is 95. Both of them were 95 mil. Yep, Jorge, and hello Jorge. I am actually, like I was thinking that today, that I said I was going to cut up condoms and use them for bands. I am still going to do that. Right, I'm going to go for the can first. Right, so I must have clipped that or clipped something because it moved. And this could just be one of those days. I'm sure I'm not the only one where some days you just shoot and you just don't hit and just everything's just not working. Right, let's try... I'm going to try more of a brace, because with this, my hand, it wants to pinch grip it, and I'm not a pinch grip person. So let's see. Oh, so I was sort of saying about horrors. Like, I'm a big horror fan, and I've been through a lot recently, and just wondered if anyone out there had any good recommendations. This is perplexing. I am not the best shooter by a long shot, but to consistently miss like that is just weird. Right, I'm going to go for the clown's head. So let's see what happens. So I don't know if you saw me point. So I was aiming at his head. I hit the grey balloon that's right above him. So it's got white, red, and then there's a grey above that. It hit. Like, I'm shooting way high. Let's right, because I'm consistent with this frame. So let's do that. Let's go for the head. Right, so yeah, I was aiming at this, like his centre of his forehead, and I'm about that much to the left. I'm trying, Annie. I'm trying. It's just not working today. Right, can. That can better fucking pop. Please, someone explain this to me. Al, what am I doing wrong? Someone check, is like Mercury in retrograde, full moon. Full moon was last week, wasn't it? Right, can. Finally. Al, the badge I made you, I'm going to make one for me as well. You know what I think it was? I have a theory. Yeah, exactly, Al, gizmos. I think I was rushing through and just not focusing on the shot. Oh, Annie, you don't happen to play guitar or anything like that, do you? Right, clown's head. I wish I could see clearly. I think there's a bit of grit on the camera. I keep trying to wipe it off the monitor, but it's... It must have been gizmos. I don't know if you saw where I pointed, like centre of his face. That's what this thing's coming with me to ECST. This is my go-to now for. So it'd be there's an interesting test. What I'm going to do tonight, take these bands off, and I'm going to put different bands on, just to see. Because with this one, this is the 95mm. Like I picked out, like, and I was just like on the ball. Right. Oh, piano. Okay. Oh, sorry. The reason I asked is I have some here. Like for some of my little swag things I send out. Like this is the hairy fish ones, but I got Slinginerd ones, guitar picks. And some people like them because they either play guitar or what they do is hang them up as little targets. So if you, I don't know if you've got a slingshot or what your situation is, but I can throw in a couple of little guitar picks. So you can either learn guitar, give them to someone who knows guitar, or there you go, little targets. I should actually stop putting these up because as we start getting closer to ECST, I really need to up my game. Can. Oh look, it flipped. You could indeed make a necklace or a bracelet, something like that. You may do whatever I send, you may do with whatever you like. Oh, Al, you noticed on my catch box. The thing Al is referring to is, if you have a look on my catch box, there's a shelf that I built that I can put in and out. Have a look around, you'll see it. You have, Annie. See, yeah, you come in and then I get concerned. I need to know if you're okay. But yeah, so Annie, like that email address you sent, I'll put your stuff in the post tomorrow. I'll put together a little bag and I'll send you the tracking number. So usually people get them within like 7 to 10 days, like full week. Like if I send it tomorrow, you'll probably get it whatever the first Wednesday of April is, 2nd of April-ish. Right, do you guys like to push the fork tips forward as you release? Now, drifting, I do. That is habit though. It's like, I don't know if you're, let me try, I'm going to step back, I'm going to see if you can see, I'm going to try and go back as far as I can. As you see, I've got a little bit of just a little pivot of the wrist. So where, again, and just for drifting, like, I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, it could be wrong. Mine comes from, because the type of archery I used to do is horsebow archery or Asian archery. So in that, I'll just explain this just in case. So you have what you call a self bow. Like, you've seen a compound bow, you've got the wheels and everything. Then you've got a recurve bow, which is no wheels, but you get like a little cut out shelf and you rest the arrow on the shelf. So when you shoot, the arrow is still going straight. Now with a horse bow, you literally have a stick like this. So it's going straight down. So when you draw back, as you shoot, let me do it this way. As you shoot, you have to flick your hand to the side, because else the arrow it can't go around the bow, so you need to move your hand out the way. If anyone's interested, the actual movement is called a katra. It's different people do it different. Some people flick forwards, some people flick out to the side. There is no one way of doing it. The concept is basically move the bow out the fucking way. So because I'm used to doing that with archery, it's a hard habit to break. My brain, I don't even think that I'm doing it, but I know I am, because I can see that little flick. But caveat, I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm not saying you should mimic that or try it. I'm purely saying I do that because I don't even need to, but my brain is. So, for me, in archery, it's called a release cycle. And like, as you've seen, like, I joke around and I call it the gizmos. It's like what I do at every stage, making sure I'm getting everything right before I release. So, with horsebow archery, it's because there's nothing helping you. Everything is like you. So when you're drawing back, you're pushing. If you've noticed my draw, so I have a strange draw, and it's the same as Zen. Zen does the same thing. He comes up and pushes out like that. If you watch Zen archery, that's how they do it. They hold the bow up and they come down and then shoot. Now, you're pulling and pushing at the same time. So again, caveat, I'm not saying this is the right way to shoot. This is just how I do it because of this. You've got tension in your bow, you've got tension in the string, and you sort of lock your back shoulders, push them in, and then you can just stay like that. Then all that energy has to go somewhere. So when you release, that causes, you've got tensions like, it's doing this. So you're pushing away and it's resisting and pulling back. So when you do finally release, that there's a little bit of energy that makes you do that. So that's why I do it. But again, I'm not going to say you should try it if you like. But if you look up, and don't ask me to spell it. I can try. I believe that's the correct spelling of it. And I don't know for slingshots, but in archery, that little movement away, that's what that's called. Oh, don't worry, Annie, about typing. Like, I am totally fluent in typo, believe me. The day I write the word just, J-U-S-T, instead of J-S-U-T, I will go and buy lottery tickets on that day. But I'm trying to clear my schedule for that day so I can, like I said, and earn a Memorial Day weekend. But I really want to meet this community. So Annie, if I remember rightly, didn't you say it was something to do with like prospecting? Or am I misremembering? I thought you said once it was something to do with like digging for gold or panning for gold or something like that, wasn't it? Right, we'll go for the can. And we'll miss the can. I think we've just got a mixture of things going on here. See, I'm getting it now. Oh, and also I haven't, apart from yesterday, I haven't shot in nearly a week because last Thursday I had the whole cortisone shots in the neck down a few. So that basically there's just like a swelling. It's nothing, it's not all bad. It's like, it's age. I'm 50 this year. It's just an age thing. So they had to do cortisone shots. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly where they are, but it's between C3 and C8. So they have to do a few injections to get the cortisone in. So I had that last Thursday, and Thursday and Friday I was okay. But then on this last weekend, on the Saturday, it felt really tender, which the anaesthetic had worn off properly. And treasure hunters, right? So what is that? Tell me more. So are you doing like? Actually, yeah. Tell me. I don't want to assume because treasure hunter to me, I'm lost on that. Like, I know about like the panning for gold, where you get like the pan, and I've watched videos on it. Like, I love that kind of thing, and they're just sort of swirling it and then looking for like little bits of gold dust. And is that kind of what it is? See, he's back to missing again. Let's try this one again. I do really like this frame. It does feel good in the hands. That's why I keep going to grab it. It's like I want this to work out for me because it's such a nice frame in the hands, and it's a nice one for in the pocket because it just folds up. Well, not just, you have to unscrew it a little bit, but I kind of really like it, so I want it to work. Right, I wonder if I'm throwing my wrist wrong. Leon, are you still in here? Like, Leon, if you're in here, how do you hold yours? I wonder if I'm... That looks like I'm straight. I know many of you have questioned that. And rightfully so. Okay, that's puzzling me now. Right, let's get a paper target up for this. I want to try and zero this in. Right, just as Chad had said earlier, 5 shots. 5 shots at that centre square. Right, so I'll be prospecting. I run 2 different size dredges, a high banker and other prospecting equipment. Also be magnet fishing. I found out about that a little while ago. That looks like fun. Detecting rock and gem hunting. Oh, rock... I don't know if in America, but in Canada they call that rock hounding, if it's the same thing. That's for like... I like rock tumbling as well. But I have to buy a lot, because... Calgary. We don't have any fancy stones here. So I have to buy a lot. Spring Clean, Lukesville, Ohio... Yeah, because Ohio isn't that far, is it? Well, it's not far from ECST, but it's milder. In case you didn't know, Annie, I'm in Canada, in Calgary, which is... I'm above Montana. You tumble and polish it? Yeah, oh. I totally fell in love with it. If you're going to ask favourite machine, the Tumblebee. I don't know if you get that down there, but that one's nice. Go on, I bet you, go on, any money you're going to say you've got Lawtone. Go on, what machine have you got? Or machines? Right, so that's 1. We're not going to check. We're just going to do 5. Yeah, it's frustrating because I can see that page, but I can't see the hits. So, new camera for that bit tomorrow. 2. Three. I noticed how it went quiet in the chat. Do you think I upset everyone about the whole flipper thing? Because in all honesty, I couldn't give a fuck about it, but it's just fun. 4. So, Annie, is it a low tone you have? Alright, I have special built ones. Chicago electric motor ones I started with. Yeah, we don't get the Chicago electric up here. I can't remember the name of the brand I got, but apparently they're exactly the same thing. Like Vevor or something like that. Vevor, I think it is. Yeah, the vibratory, I've heard good things, but I don't have one. Like, that was a lot of money, so I would like to do it a lot more, but in Alberta there's just not much exciting rock, so I have to buy it, and it's really fucking expensive. Like, we up here in Canada, we'll spend $20 and you'll get like 5 rocks, something like that. It's really expensive. Right, I'll go and check that. I can show you, Annie. Right, so this is the Tumblebee. This is the one I use. I like it because it's got a built-in fan, so it keeps the motor cool. So, hey, later, Al. Yep. Oh, it's all good. I just wondered. Like, I was only joking, Zen, if I'd upset people. So yeah. So this is the Tumblebee. The barrels are packed away at the moment. Not packed away, but like, because I'm not tumbling anything. So, but this has got a fan so that it keeps the motor cool. Anyone who doesn't know, motor runs constantly turning these barrels, and it turns the big barrels with all the rocks in it. But it can get hot, so the fan in there does help. But yeah, I've got a few of those, and like the cheap ones, as you say. Right, I'm going to go and check that paper. I can kind of see some that it's shooting high. So I'll go and point to where it's hit. So I'm going way high. What would cause it to go high? High would be a lower... I don't know if you can hear that. This fan does not sound healthy. Can you hear that? It doesn't sound good. Right. I think this fan has had its day. Yeah, the motor on that is fucked. Right, so I'm shooting way high, good 4 or 5 inches, so obviously, like, I know to aim lower. I'm just trying to think what could have changed. See, because I have been doing the exercise thing, I've started to lose a little bit of weight again, but that would make it move left and right. If my cheeks were in a little bit, which they're not, I haven't lost that much weight, but that would make it move left and right. It wouldn't make it go up. And with the fork width is 95. So it's the same as all the others that I'm very accurate with. It's a good thought, actually. Apex. Hey, remember my first glittery Apex? That was a very good. You made me think there. Yeah, Sling anchor point. Like, I'm pretty good with the anchor point. But if you're new to my channel and you're thinking, oh, that's a weird angle, like it always is, it's called the Tigris. That little triangular bit of cartilage right at the front of the ear. It's been that way like from archery days. So if you're wondering why isn't he doing corner of the mouth, it's been that way forever. So right, let's go for centre mass, centre square. Right, so let's go for 5 with this apex, because the apex started it all with my 95mm. So we do 2. Whoa. Felt weird on the hand then, a little twinge in the fingers. Three. Four. Hey, Rick! It's the man himself. I was showing off your pouches earlier, Rick, and explaining how when I opened them, was it last week or was it the week before? And I said they were leather, and so as like we discussed that they're not leather, as you told me, they are microfiber, but they do feel like very soft leather. They feel like, so they're actually really nice. But the moment, Rick, just to bring you up to speed, it just must be one of them nights. I'm just like not hitting anything. So there's the 5. And now that my main man Rick's here, Hillbilly for life, yo. See, just I remember our smaller channels. There we go. We're going to replace it with Hillbilly Slings, so he's my go-to. Of course, I get other frames and that, but Hillbilly is my go-to because it's the wood thing. Like they're all joking, oh god, but because my dad was a carpenter, I was a carpenter for a while. I love working with wood. So when I first saw Hillbilly's or Rick's frames like of wood, it's like, oh, I got to get that. So I do have the modern frames as well, obviously, but you've seen, like, and I love natties. Any kind of natty, I just love it. So it's just that wood, the whole wood thing. It's when you make something with wood, you can't make it be what you want it to be, if that makes sense. The wood will be what it wants to be, and you kind of mould it best you can. But like the knots and the grains and all that, like it is what it is. You have to work with it. So right, let's check those 5 now. I went all deep and meaningful about wood, but that's why I love Rick's frames. It's the wood, it's the feel, it's the look. Like, you could get a brand new frame from Rick and you could show a friend who's not into slingshots and say, oh, this thing is like 100 years old, I found it in a barn, and they would believe it because that's the look, that's the aesthetic. It looks old-timey, kind of like, and to me, I love it. I just love that whole look. That's why I'm the fan, and that he does great work. Like, I've never ever been disappointed in a frame. Right, so it's got to be that frame. So by that, just to be clear, I'm not saying it's the frame's fault. I think I've got to get used to, because it's offset, and I'm used to that centre and all. Is that it? It just might have just clicked, because if I grab the apex, the handle's in the centre. Look at that. Isn't that nice? The glitter. See, glitter makes everything better. But here the handle's up here, so I wonder if I'm aiming up because I'm kind of going. Do you get what I mean? Like maybe subconsciously I'm thinking that this handle is here. That would explain why I'm hitting high, because I'm kind of going a bit high. So I think it's an adjustment in the way my brain's working, because this is pretty much all in the centre. Like they're all like that much off the centre. And to prove my theory, because we're doing science here. Yeah, don't worry, Jorge, I've been doing that since day one. Right, so let's go for the can. Let's just prove a theory here that... See? I think it's the way I'm holding it. So... Again, not the frame's fault. That's my theory. I'm going to play around with it a bit of that theory and see what I can come up with. I'm going to move these out of the way. Let's go back to my 100 milli Billy. I always go to say 100 milli Vanilli, but that's not right, because you're not Milli Vanilli. What I do, I'll probably take about, let's say 10 more shots, just because I haven't had dinner yet, and me and the kid are having chicken korma tonight. But there you go, Rick. So Annie, like in here, Hillbilly Slings and Wares, I've just put his website up in the pinned post. If you like the wood aesthetic like this, oh, the Billy frames are mwah. I don't know if he's around, Annie. I'll do 10 more shots, but this one, I don't know if I'll ever shoot it. This is from Hillbilly. I don't know if he's there when I open this. But this, he gave me a nice little presentation box. Oh, thank you. Oh, I forgot to say, what? Do you want anything for it? So this is a barn billy, and the reason I don't want to shoot it is because this is 150 year old barn wood, and it's just fucking beautiful. Like, you see all the rust and everything, like that's made to look like that, and it's like, if I'd done a fork hit on that, that would break my heart. So I probably will one day, but oh man, like this is my pride, and that's why it's kind of staying in the box for now, because my STS. Oh, actually, because you are right hand hold, aren't you? Because I was actually thinking the other day of selling the STS. Let me have a think, Jorge. If you're truly interested, we can talk. But let me have a little think, because that one was a lot of money. Like, that was a lot of money in pounds, and when it converted over to Canadian, it was like, oh fuck, do I really want to spend that? But yeah, right. So let me have a think. So yeah, Annie, like honestly, the Hillbilly, like I could go and grab random. Like I've got, I think every single one of his frames. Like there, just to show I wasn't just doing a thing. Like there's his Pickle Billy. This one was a one-off Spitfire he did with brass. I know, I've got to replace that band. Oh, I nearly forgot I had this one. The Rougarou. This, see, when I got this one, Annie, what I told Rick to do, I said torture it. Like burn it a bit, scrape it up, and like really make it look old-timey. And as you see, it doesn't. It still does smell like burnt wood. But see, it's like in a good way. It's not like, oh, burnt wood, but it's like got all the pattern to it. So yeah, it's no secret. I'm a big Hillbilly fan, but I'm a fan because I think they're amazing frames. So, here you go. Here's your 100 milli Billy. Let's do the can for the 10. There we go. Gizmos. See, I'm getting warmed up. If you have a look at his website, it's pinned up at the top. You should be able to just click on it. He does do like there's a steampunk one. And you always get your like your little wanted card. And just to show what a great, decent person he is, he writes you a little message on the back of the card. Like this was a list of everything I got and a little message. But like, it's to me, it's those little things. Like when you order, like you get odd little things, but when you get like a little personalised handwritten message to you saying thank you, blah blah, it shows that someone cares about what they're doing. Like they're just going that little bit extra for you. That's what I loved about it. That I just felt like you don't feel like you're dealing with a business. It's like, oh, one of my friends is making me a slingshot and I'm going to pay them for it. Like it's more that kind of feeling. But yeah, so Rick, I was missing at the start when I first started using it. But I was even missing with everything. I don't know why, just having a bad day. But there you go, there's your pouches. And this is like, so you can see how soft they are, and they are nice. Honestly, that they feel like soft leather. So I'd recommend, I would totally recommend giving Rick's pouches a go. Because if you like microfiber or soft leather, I think they're for you. Because if you're after a recommendation, Annie, like if you're still listening and that, for someone new, and like have a look. Don't just go with what I say. But if you was to say to me, what one should I go for? I would say the Boot Heel is nice, but it depends how big your hands, like what your hands are like. But it's difficult because I've got really big hands. That's why like Rick has made me like extra large frames because. Like, as you saw it, like there. See, I can nearly pinch grip this all the way round, and this is 100. But like that's got that good grip to it. Other frames, I'm nearly touching finger and thumb. So there you, so Rick, to answer the question, there you go, 100 mil, and I'm spot on with it after a little bit of warming up. And I think like another thing I kept missing earlier, like I only shot a little bit yesterday, and it's been a week because I had to have the cortisone injections. So like this is the first time shooting since then. Well, no, I did do last week for the live last Saturday, but yeah, after a little bit I got a twinge in the back, and then I was like out for the weekend, so I wasn't quite ready. But so this is the first time shooting in nearly a week, so I think I just needed that bit of warming up. Jack and the Beanstalk frame. What did you? So Jorge, I'm interested now. What did you do with it? Like, did you keep it, or because you won it fair and square? So whatever you done with it was your choice. I think I'm going off slightly to the left. So there's not much distance in this basement to actually tell. But I am going for the can now, and I've lost count. I know I said I was going to do 10, but right, I'll do 5 more because I lost count. So let's just say I'll do 5 more because yeah, I've got to cook for the kid. Well, I've already made the chicken. I made chicken korma because the kids never tried chicken korma, so I just got to make rice and then throw all the chicken and the sauce, because it's been basting it in the sauce all day. See, I don't know, Rick. This might be another ECST taking. I'm really like the pulse for sure, the 95mm pulse for sure. But I like the weight of this. Feels good. Going on the wall. You tried 3 times. Yeah. See, you've got to do a. When I tried it, I had to do like negative gap shooting. So you've got to like almost the way I'd done it, and bearing in mind my anchor point is different to yours, I was imagining like a ruler between the 2 fork points and doing it at the middle. So I was aiming at the middle of the gap at the target, and I got a few then. Yeah, see now I'm getting it. I've got that good feel for it. Yeah, honestly, not just you've done a good job on it. Absolutely 0 regrets in getting 100mm Billy. 100mm Billy. And oh, Rick, I can't remember if I told you, but I've got next week off, so the work will start on that frame next week. So 2 more shots. See, I'm hitting the can now. I've got it zeroed in. Feeling good with this. That's actually quite an interesting point, Jorge. So Annie, I don't know, Annie, if you're in here. So the sit down slinger, that's Jorge. So subscribe if you have a look at his channel. So he does that because like he does literally sit down to shoot because of a disability. So he literally, I mean, I'm not giving anything away. Look at his logo for his channel. But yeah, that's actually an interesting thing. I didn't think of that, Jorge. That, I mean, obviously you're sitting down and obviously you're lower, but my brain didn't really process that you are indeed lower down. So there is. Do you have to change your technique a lot because of that? there you go, Jorge. So if you haven't been live of late or done a video, Jorge, do a video for me. Go live or do a video. I'm not just saying it. I'm honestly interested. Have you? So have you? You don't have to answer here. Like answering, do a video and then answer it. Have you ever stood up to? I know you can stand and walk, but have you ever like stood up to shoot and then sit down? Like what do you have to adjust to? Right. So it's always been sitting down. I wondered if you'd stood up, what do you adjust when you stand up and when you sit down? Is there anything? But honestly, that would be an interesting video. I'd like to see that and hear you like talk about like how that. Unless you already have, like, yeah, I don't know, you might have already done all that video and just be thinking, go fucking watch the video I already did then. But it'd be interesting to hear about those different, what you perceive is different. Because if you don't really shoot standing up, I don't know if you can compare, but it'd be a really interesting one to listen to. Yeah, I wondered that, because standing up, because obviously when you're sitting down, like you've got that core, you've got that centre of gravity. But if you're standing up, you've got nothing to hold on to because you're doing this. I'm guessing you need someone behind you, like holding on to your waist, like. Right. Yeah, so Annie, like honestly, I'd say like contact Rick on his email him, whatever, on his Facebook, whatever, and you'll be able to discuss it. Like any good frame builder, Rick will like take in what you like, what you want, and like the back and forth. We had quite a few back and forths when I first bought my first few hillbillies. But mine were probably easy and hard at the same time, because I used to say to Rick, and this was before we like really knew each other, and I think I used the term dealer's choice, and that was almost saying to Rick, I want that frame like the Rougarou, but you do what you want to it. Like I don't have like you be the artist to it. So and I liked that. So and. I say I've never been disappointed with a hillbilly frame. Right, as it's nearly 7 p.m. here, so I'll go till 7 p.m. and then I must go cook, because else the kid will eat junk and then not eat chicken korma. And I'm starting to miss again, so which is usually the sign of you're getting tired, Paul. You're old, you're getting tired. I'm sorry I just got this image of you like pulling back and then going and just literally toppling back. Got a little ding there. Right, we're in the last few shots, so as soon as it turns 7 p.m, I will call it. I may do another one at the weekend, we'll see. There's a lot of power in these, so these are 0.5. So yeah, there's a lot of power. I'm going to cut up that. I think I'm going to cut up that 0.4. I've got the 0.4 black Sniper Sling Black, arrived a couple of days ago. I think I might make some bands out of that. It's either that or I'm going to have to change my ammo, because I think, pretty sure these are 8mm. So maybe for indoors, like if I'll play around with it. I'll figure it out one way or another. Right, it just turned 7, so this will be the last one. Then I shall let all you lovely people go. Final one on the can. Let's make sure it's a hit. And it was. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight, spending your Friday evening with me instead of going out and getting drunk and getting laid.